Ladies and gentlemen and ladies and gents, as much as I want to hold off and not give you guys any more information because I think that you guys are on information overload, it is absolutely necessary that we discuss something. So, many of you guys know how mortgages work. At least you think you know because you guys are smart. You've done your research and you've looked all over the place to find out about securitization of mortgages and forensic audits and remix and all of that junk that don't mean nothing. That's right. I said all of that junk that don't mean nothing. So in order for you to listen and get this particular video, I'm going to ask a favor. Now, this is a very difficult favor for me to ask because most of you are not going to do it. But I need you to listen without all of that junk that you've researched and you've studied. I want you to, for a moment, look at this from the objective position of a member of the matrix, of a person who's part of the matrix, who ain't took no pills, blue, black, green, or red. They ain't took nothing. They don't even know the matrix exists. They don't know nothing about no pill. They never met Morpheus, Neo, Trinity, or anybody else. They are just programmed, and they're following the matrix. That's all I need you to do for a moment. Just get all of the other junk out of your head. All the other videos you've ever watched, including mine, put all that out of your heads, just for the sake of this video. I promise you, if you don't learn something new, don't watch another one of my videos because I can't help you understand anything. I guarantee, I promise you that you will learn something new. And I promise you that if you use this, you change the narrative. No more so-called foreclosure mill courts where you go in, there's a debt, and you get kicked out of your house. No more. I guarantee. I guarantee it. Why? Because they've been operating on presumptions, and you've been ignoring the presumption. They allowed you to do that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, what they did is they threw some junk your way. What do I mean by junk? They put out some video or some disinformation. They had, because you guys are so gullible, they had somebody come out and put out a video claiming that they knew what they were talking about. And you guys listened to it. You did some research because they put out disinformation for you. And you went following that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, let's ignore all of that. Let's forget about all the videos, all the research you've done. Ignore it. Come at this from the standpoint of a child. Was there not one person who said that certain things were made for children? And do not send the children away, because those are the people I came to speak to. That you must have the mind of a child. See, it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. I'm asking you to get rid of all of that adult learning, that stuff you've learned through experience and research and all that stuff, because a child doesn't have experience and he doesn't have research. So I need you to have the mind of a child. I need you to go back to the mind of an infant, so to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens is you get to the point to where you say, hey, mom, pop, guys, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm tired of you guys. I'm tired of your crank. You're getting old and you're getting more cranky. And pops, I'm tired of the way you make the room smell. And mom, look, I'm tired of you putting up with everything this idiot does. So I don't want to live here anymore. Now, I don't hate y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all with all my heart. I don't hate you. I just can't live here anymore. I'm going to go get my own place. Pops, I need you to co-sign for me. I went and talked to a banker and they said, you're not going to. But that means I'm going to have to put down. All right, be like that then. Stank. Okay, so you go and you put down a larger down payment because now you can't get a cosigner. But you get the loan. But you got to make higher monthly payments, which means you're going to have to work longer hours, which means you ain't going to be able to buy all of that stuff you were planning on buying, because you're a tramp. And so you do that. Sorry, I got to get rid of this. That's my playlist. We're going to be playing a little bit of Earth, Wind, and Fire, but I forgot to do something. We're going to get back to y'all alone in a minute. I forgot the saves. Okay, give me 1 second. Got to save my playlist just one more time. All right, my playlist be saved. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are making your payments. You've gone out there, you've gotten a job, and you even get promoted, so you get a little bit of a raise, and so now whew, you're able to make those payments a little bit easier. But no, you can't be satisfied with just having that house. No, you got to go and you got to get the other things to make everybody know that you are keeping up with the Joneses. So you buy most stuff. However, you've been at this job for 15 years and you've had this house for 15 years. You've been making your payments, never had a late payment, but now you get laid off. And now you're older, you're 15 years older. Now you go out there looking for a job, but you got 15 years experience, but you can't find that job because the economy is taking a dip. Oh, and now they're having a crisis with mortgages, so you refinance. You refinance because you need help. You've missed one payment, and you need help. They let you refinance. Your interest rate's a little bit higher, but you got mortgage payments that are affordable, but now your mortgage has been extended by another 5 years. You had to put down a down payment again to refi. So you refinanced your home, your mortgage is still going on. Now we got 20 years gone by. Everything's going fine. You're in a new job. You've even gotten a raise on that job. You had to cut back on a whole lot, but you're still in your home. You're married, got a wife, got kids. So now your wife has been contributing a little bit because, after 15 years, she had to start working herself because she got laid off. But you got you're two income family now. You got all the things that you're supposed to have. You're still middle income. You're not rich, but you got everything you need. Your children, they're now 17, 18 years old. They're getting ready to leave the house. And then your son, he comes and tells you, hey, Pops, I'm tired of the way you make the house smell. And moms, I'm tired of the way you put up with this idiot and all the things he does. Look, I love y'all, but I just don't want to be here anymore. No, I love you, but I just can't stand being here anymore. So what I need from y'all is I'm gonna need some money. You guys had a college fund for me. I'm not going to college. I just want access to the fund. I have the right. I'm 18, and so you give him the money. Your child leaves. He goes. He doesn't buy a house. He goes and buys gets an apartment, and buys a car. And he spends his money however he wants. He comes and visits you. He loves you, but he's got his life now. You and your wife, you're still doing okay. Got a problem, Pops. Whew. You're now 45 years old, and the second job has laid you off. You had that 15 years experience 15 years ago, but now you've been working a different job for the last 11 years. Now you got 11 years experience on a different job. And so that 15 years experience, times have changed. The economy has changed. The whole environment of the community has changed. Now what you did 15 years ago, you now got to go to school to learn what has changed. You can't do that. You don't want to do that. You're too old, so you want to start your own venture. Now, your wife, she's still working, but now you guys are struggling to make your payments. You're now arguing at home, you and your wife. You're now not getting along with each other. Your children, they're all out of the house now. You can't tell them about the problems because you don't want them knowing about your problems. So what do you do next? Well, you take a chance. That's right. You take a chance. You take the last bit of monies, your savings, and you put it in this investment because somebody has told you that, hey, this is going to work. Turns out the idiot who told you it was going to work, you trusted him. That was your friend. You've known him for 25 years. He's never lied to you before, and you guys have gotten along. You know him. You know his mother, his father. I mean, you were there when his father got cancer. And you helped him through that time, and you helped take care of his father, find his father a nice nursing home. You guys are tight. The only problem is he's gotten in over his head. Things didn't work out the way he thought, so now you lost your money, and he's afraid to come and tell you that the money is gone. He keeps giving you a story to, no, I'm going to get it, everything, no, we're being held up because of this. He makes up all kind of stories. But now the bank is telling you you've defaulted on your loan. You've missed 4 payments. Your wife and you're arguing with each other because she just found out that you missed 4 payments. She doesn't make enough, and you have given all of your money to where now you don't make enough because you have to decide between one or the other. And you've made the choice to pay off the other things that are more important, such as your health insurance, the insurance on other things, your auto loans. You made the choice to pay those things off. Well, now another 2 months have passed. You tried to work out a refinance, but the bank is saying, no, we're not working out a refinance. And you can't find another bank to work out a refinance. And you've contacted the agencies that are supposed to help with the government, and they are not helping you. So now the bank has come at you, told you you're in default. The trustee has said, we're about to sell your property. And you don't know what to do. You've contacted attorneys, but man, you even filed bankruptcy. And they threw you out of bankruptcy because they're saying that you weren't legitimate, that you're not bankrupt, that you have to pay that mortgage and you have to pay all the arrears. Well, now you have a court date. You live in a non-judicial state, so the bank, the trustee, has said they sold your property to another person. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they sold your property because there was a lien on the property, and they foreclosed on your lien. Oh God, now you got an unlawful detainer hearing because the new owner is saying, get out. We don't want you there. We have other plans for the property. And you don't know what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's rewind the tape. Let's go back 25 years to when you first signed that agreement. What you didn't know is when you signed that agreement, the bank, they didn't lend you money as the law defines money. Now, hold on. We're not getting into an argument about this. We're just explaining what the facts are. What the banks did is they said they loaned you the funds to acquire nothing. They just loaned you the funds. It was called a personal loan. The banks gave you a personal loan. Hold on. Many of you are thinking they gave you a loan for a house. Shut up. I told you, you have to be looking at things from what actually happened. The banks gave you a loan. It was called a personal loan. The IRS defined it as a personal loan. The law defined it as a personal loan. When they gave you the loan, you signed a mortgage note saying you accepted the loan. Okay? That's what the mortgage is all about. That's what the note is all about. And you promise to pay them back their funds. Okay? That's what the mortgage note is about. So, you walked away from the table, but the bank came back and said, hold on. We need you guys to, we need you to go ahead and give us collateral for the loan. Like, wait a minute, collateral for the loan? Okay, so they give you what's called a deed of trust. So you sign a deed of trust, allowing them to place a lien on your home. Okay. When you do that, the bank now places a lien on your home, and you make your payments. 20 years later, they foreclose on you. Okay, you didn't pay attention to the sleight of hand that was going on. You should have paid attention. When you signed the mortgage note, you were given the bank power of attorney to trade your property on the market as a mortgage-backed security. You were given the bank permission to trade your property on the market as a mortgage-backed security. But in order for them to do that, you had to receive value, consideration. You gave them value, the right to trade your property on the market. And what was supposed to happen after that? Well, because you gave them the value, they were supposed to give you consideration. Well, what consideration did they give you? Oh, they allowed you to live in a house. You got to get rid of that thinking. I told you, you have to look at this from the standpoint of what actually happened. They didn't give you the loan for the home. They gave you a personal loan for which you used the money to purchase a home. They never gave you the home. The way it works out is they gave you a personal loan. You elected to use them as a middleman, a broker. They took your loan, they paid off the previous owner, then they sat up there and gave you a mortgage to pay back the loan, not the home. They gave you a mortgage to pay back the loan. You said, okay, in paying back this loan, I'm going to use my property as collateral in case I don't pay you back. What you don't realize is things were done backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go and get a loan for a car, does not the car company for whom you are trying to get the loan, do they not ask you for collateral if you don't have enough credit? I want you to pay attention. That's why they ask for the cosigner at the beginning, because they need something showing that they're going to get paid back. They need to put someone on the hook. But you paid a higher down payment, so you didn't have to put down that extra collateral. The same thing you do on a car loan. You pay extra on the down payment, so you don't have to post collateral. Well, pay attention. They come back at you telling you that they need you to collateralize the home. But remember, the loan wasn't for the home. You acquired the home after the loan. This is the way the process works with mortgages. They got the collateral after you got the money. The loan. Gotta watch the word money, because you didn't receive money, you received a loan. Well, let's help you to understand what actually took place, because a lot of you are not understanding it, and that's the problem. We're not going to talk about the Emergency Banking Relief Act. We're not going to talk about any of those details, because remember, you're in the matrix, so you don't know anything about that. That's the behind the scenes stuff. What actually happened is the banks did not loan you money. What they did is they lent you the right to do something. What was that? Well, see, what the bank said is, we're going to lend you the money if you use it to purchase this particular home. That's why you picked the home in advance. That's why their underwriters approve it. Then they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have you sign this mortgage agreement, this particular contract. And you say, okay. So when you sign the contract, ladies and gentlemen, what you're doing is you're giving them the authority of trading your property on the market. Okay, they gave you the value, the original loan, okay, and you promised to pay. And this was all based on your credit, because they ran your credit, okay? So this was all based on your credit and your promise to pay. When you signed, pay attention, everyone, the mortgage wasn't the loan. You need to understand that. The loan was given before you signed the mortgage agreement. Go back and look at the way the system is set up. The mortgage is not them giving you the loan. They've already approved you for the loan. I'm not making this up. We're not doing the matrix. We're not doing videos. You got to look at what's going on in the court. The mortgage is not them giving you the loan. The mortgage is you accepting that agreement that they have taken the monies and that they have paid the previous lender off. You are, by signing a mortgage, giving them the ability of taking your property, your mortgage, because the mortgage belongs to you, not the bank. That's why it's not a contract. The loan docs is the contract, people. You sign loan docs for them to loan you the money, the same way you do in a car purchase. You sign loan papers. The mortgage is not the loan papers, people. You sign, pay attention, the word is loan docs. Many of you are forgetting the loan docs. But talk to any realtor, they know about loan docs. That's their word. Okay, because you signed the loan docs, that's the loan, everyone. You give them permission by authorizing that mortgage agreement to take the loan and pay for the home. You also give them permission in that agreement to trade it on the market for mortgage-backed securities. That's right. They trade it on the market, derivatives, hedge funds. are associated now because of the repeal of the Glass-Steagall Act. The Glass-Steagall Act was to prevent them from derivatizing, hypothecation, your note. What's derivatives? Well, that's basically where they get to sit up there and exaggerate its value by trading it on the market and trading it on the market and trading it on the market and trading it on the market at values that are unfathomable. So you don't realize what you did. You don't realize that you gave them permission to trade your mortgage as a mortgage-backed security. But when you did that, that allowed you to be the trust interest holder, the nominee. And they assigned a trustee. Now, we call this person, the trustee that they assigned, a securitization trustee. But you notice what I just said? They assigned the trustee because you gave them permission to do so when you signed the mortgage documentation. Remember, you did not get a loan for a home. You got a personal loan. You agreed by signing the mortgage doc to use that loan for the acquisition of the home, which you acquired from the previous owner. The bank paid them on your behalf. The bank never owned the home. So they did not give you a home. They gave you a loan for which you used to purchase a home, and they agreed to allow you to use that money to purchase the home. You agreed to allow them to trade your market on their mortgage on the market. And you agreed by allowing them to trade your property on the market to place your home up as collateral for allowing them to trade your property on the market. Pay attention, because most of you don't know this. If it did not trade, and if they did not receive the value of that trade on the market, then you would be responsible for paying the difference. What you all have never ever called into question was the value of the trade. How much did they make by trading your property on the market, for which you are the first investor, the number one investor? You're the one who allowed it to be traded. You are the original investor. You are the issuer of the security. Okay, now you can start to think a little bit clearer. Most of you don't know what it means when it says you are an issuer of the security. Did you know that a mortgage is a debt instrument? Sure it is. Mortgage is a debt instrument. Sorry, we have one document already here, but we're going to pull up the 1212 form. Ladies and gentlemen, the mortgage is a debt instrument according to the Internal Revenue Code and the Internal Revenue Service. And we're going to go down to page 7, okay? And while we go down to page 7, went one too far. We're going to go down to page 7, and when we're at page 7, we're going to look at nominee, okay? We need you to, when you get this document, we're going to look at publication 1212. Why? Because you're required to as a member of the matriarchal public. And you need to understand that you are the owner of that debt instrument. The bank isn't the owner of the mortgage. You are. You signed that contract. That's your contract. You, pay attention, wrote that contract. There will be people out there who will argue with this point, but you need to look at the facts. The bank's name is nowhere on that contract. It is not an agreement between you and the bank. It is you agreeing to allow your mortgage to be traded on the market. Remember, mortgage means dead note. The only thing that gives it life is your authorization. That's why you sign it. Remember, the mortgage is not the agreement. The mortgage is your promise to pay. How? Well, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. You don't understand. The loan docs that you signed, that's your promise to pay them back. The mortgage is your promise to pay them through that mortgage-backed security. The loan docs that you signed, that's your promise to pay. Go ahead and take a look at it. That's the bank agreeing to give you the money. That's the loan docs. That's your receipt. Go back and look at that agreement. Don't ask me. Okay? The problem is many of you have been allowing all this other stuff to distract you. That's right. Look, Mommy, see the blue balloon? Oh, Mommy, there's a purple balloon. Oh, did you see that balloon right there? It's in the shape of a dog. Oh, Mommy, that's in the shape of a pig. Oh, Mommy, look at that. That's a speck on the wall. Oh, Mommy, did you see his shoes right there? His shoes got a mark on it. That means somebody stepped on his shoes. There's going to be a fight. You guys have been getting distracted. They have been distracting you with all this junk. And then you guys are watching all these videos and you don't realize that these idiots are the ones putting up the videos. That's why I say any of these new booties who are putting out videos trying to explain to you guys something, don't trust them. They haven't been around. I got people saying, I'm just finding your videos. Yes, you're just finding my videos, but the problem is I've been here the whole time. I don't advertise. But the people who are advertising, the people who are putting out this new information, don't trust them. We told you guys that the system was going to do that. What, didn't you see Agent Smith in the Matrix? Did he not infiltrate? Or have you not forgotten about Cypher? Did you not see Cypher giving disinformation, setting them up? Well, they've been setting you guys up. They've been having you guys bring forth the wrong arguments. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be going back into court and saying, wait a minute. I want to get them for fraud. They have lied and said they did not get paid when I authorized them to receive their monies through the mortgage-backed security. I allowed them to trade my property, my mortgage, not theirs. I am the owner of that note. Okay, I created that note. I authorized that note. And the agreement was, because we got to deal with value and consideration, I allowed them to have the value of my property, my note, and to trade it on the market. My consideration was whatever they received that was in excess of what was due on that particular instrument was supposed to come to me. Anything that they did not receive that was in regards to the amount of monies due on that note, I was responsible for it. That was the agreement. Well, they have received value from that note, and they have failed to credit my account. And then they want to foreclose? They don't have the right to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been bringing the wrong arguments. For my life, I promise you, you've been bringing the wrong argument. Your argument is that you allowed your property to be traded on the market. Don't let them bring up any other argument. Don't let them bring up any other argument. Have they not received compensation as a result of trading my mortgage on the market? Not their mortgage. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's your promissory note, not theirs. The mortgage is your promissory note. The mortgage is a promissory note. But remember, the loan docs is your promise to pay. Go ahead and take a look at an auto loan that you've done. There is no mortgage attached to the auto loan, is there? It's a loan. They gave you a personal loan. You signed the loan docs. That's their proof that you agreed to pay. But the promissory note is you're allowing them to do a mortgage-backed security. And you guys are not getting it. The loan docs is a promise to pay. The mortgage note is you're allowing them to trade it on the market. See, your mortgage was never supposed to be traded on the market. There is no law saying that you are required to trade your mortgage on the market. Pay attention. Many of you don't understand. If you were to sign the loan docs and they brought the mortgage in front of you and you said, fine, and you signed the mortgage, you say, however, you do not have my permission to trade this item on the market. Watch and see how all Hades is going to break out. There is no law requiring you to allow them to trade your mortgage on the market. Since it's yours, If they trade it, they must compensate you. Wait a minute. You guys don't get it. Hold on. This is Earth, Wind, and Fire, ladies and gentlemen. If I was to take this Earth, Wind, and Fire, New World Symphony, New World Order, if I was to take this Earth, Wind, and Fire song, and if I was to start selling it and making a profit off of it, wouldn't somebody take me to jail? Why? Because they would say that it was not mine to do. I did not have an agreement with them to do it. Do you understand? When you sign the mortgage docs, you're giving them your permission to trade it on the market? But then wait a minute, if I'm giving them my permission, where's my compensation? You're not doing it for free. There's an agreement for you to pay them back. Well, of course you're not doing it for free. Where is the consideration? You gave them the value, the note. So where is the consideration for that debt instrument? The mortgage documents that there is a debt. The promise to pay is the loan docs. Again, none of you have been seeing things this way. But as I mentioned to all of you, this is not me. I prayed to God and he gave me an epiphany. I just asked him to allow me to be able to understand this stupid system from its foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, go back, listen to the beginning of this video again. Listen to what's actually going on. And you notice we didn't talk about remix. We didn't talk about whether or not this happened or that happened. No, we talked about what actually took place. You never, ever hear anybody talking about loan docs. Hold on. Let's do that. This video, I'm going to end this. We'll be ending in about 34 minutes, so I got to do this quickly. Let's go here and let's do... I just want to do loan documents. That's all I'm putting in here. Loan documents and forms, lending money to friends and family. Typical loan documents and terms. See? Promissory note. A promissory note is a contract. Ladies and gentlemen, the loan docs is the promissory note. I never looked this up before. This is me letting you know that I know this to be a fact. Okay? This is me telling you that I never looked at it this way, but I started going to the foundation of everything. And the foundation of what's going on is that you already got the loan. Okay? Now, why is it that they're associating a promissory note with loan docs? Do you understand? When a company signs a promissory note, it promises to repay the lender a certain amount of money. The loan docs is the promise to pay, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you sign it and you get approved for it. We've been looking at this the wrong way because they have conditioned us, programmed us to see things differently. We've been adding all kind of junk. This issue is you allowing it to be traded on the market. Where is your consideration? Look up value and consideration. Don't add anything else to it. Keep it simple, people. You're saying I owe. Well, then I say I've already paid you. You say you didn't get paid. Well, then I need to sue you because you are lying. You are committing fraud. There's no statute of limitations for fraud, people. I'm going to leave you all with that because I think that's helpful enough. Like I said, we weren't going to go over 34 minutes. All of you have a very good day.